What's up, everyone? My name is Mike from Humane Iguana Control. So today we're going to be discussing the issues that arise when you have iguanas on golf courses. You lose a lot of plants, you get a lot of burrowing from iguanas, and you also lose a lot of native wildlife due to iguanas eating most plants that native wildlife eats. So we're going to show you guys more or less the damages they cause and what you should look out for to avoid these damages. So if you look here, what iguanas will do, they'll lounge this area here on the rocks to sunbathe. But while they're here, they'll also start digging burrows when breeding season comes. What happens is these burrows will start causing all this terrain here to collapse, which becomes super expensive for the golf course. You can see here, this is what's been happening. That's why they're filling these holes up with rocks to avoid this from cascading. And this will happen all along the whole perimeter of this little pond. So it's important to monitor these iguanas during the breeding season to avoid these damages. Many golf courses have palm trees throughout their properties. So it's super important to maintain them, meaning you gotta make sure you take off all the seed pods, because this is just a food source for iguanas. So iguanas will come here daily to feed on these seed pods, and after that, they'll go into these green areas to lay their eggs. So by removing the seed pods and monitoring iguana burrows, you can reduce the infestation of iguanas. Another common problem that golfers find is that when they're playing golf on the green, that these iguanas will defecate in spots where the ball lands. So you can imagine when you're playing golf and you're trying to get that great shot, when the iguanas poop in certain spots by the hole, it affects, where the ball's gonna land. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Another common problem in golf courses is the amount of feces that iguanas leave around. You can see right here, these iguanas are just getting on top of this irrigation box and constantly defecating. So this is typically what iguana poop looks like. So as we talked about earlier, these seeds you see right here are from the seed pods from the palm trees. This also happens on the greens. I'm gonna show you guys how iguanas poop on the green areas where people golf and can interrupt their golf game. So this is what iguana poop typically looks like. So iguanas will be on these greens where golfers play golf, and they'll constantly defecate in these spots. So when golfers hit the ball to these locations, it can interfere with their game. That's why it's super important to remove iguanas to avoid an interruption with golf games. There's some golf courses that are in the bay or right by the ocean that iguanas could easily swim from one spot to another. In other words, if there's iguanas on the other side of the island, they'll swim up to the golf course and just make this a new home. So when we provide iguana control services, we make sure to monitor these areas to intercept any iguanas that are incoming from other islands. This also helps to stop infestations. So a common problem a lot of golf courses have is they'll install plants like these crotons. But the problem with this is that iguanas love eating these plants. So by changing these plants out to something they don't eat, they could avoid the changing of all these plants. There's an iguana right here. You can see him eating this plant. That's a great example of why you should change crotons to avoid iguanas from eating them. Here's another section of the crotons. And there's an iguana right there, you can see him eating the plant. Alright guys, so the last thing you want to do is when you find the iguana burrows is always monitor the burrows and check them properly. That means experts like us will go to the hole and we'll use a camera to locate the eggs and we'll remove the eggs. If you just cover the holes, what's gonna happen is the iguanas will dig other holes to continue being able to lay their eggs. So we'll remove the eggs, and then we'll make sure there's no iguanas left in there, and then we'll stuff these holes with ballast rocks to make sure it makes it very difficult for the iguanas to keep digging. So this pretty much covers all you have to know about iguanas on golf courses. If you guys have a golf course or work in a golf course that you need iguana removal services, just contact us for more information.